Oh, this is different.
I'm getting hungry.
Hey, do you mind? I'm trying to concentrate here.
None of you belong in here.
Hank, please tell me that's some spirit language only you can understand and it's saying, "Welcome, friends. Would you like some cake?"
That's not what it's saying.
Welcome, people thems. So I've done really well, I think, by trying to space this out as long as possible. And it's actually paining my soul to know that we're on episode 5. So that means there's only like this one and 3 other episodes left, man. Like, I don't think I'm ready for I've enjoyed like delving into this world so much, and I just think there's just it's just been so good. It's been so good, and I've done really well at not watching anyone else's like reactions or anyone else's reviews. Like, so I'm doing quite alright. The one thing I have kind of kept abreast with, well, I know that there's going to be a season 2 and 3. I think they've been commissioned for season 2 and 3, and or at least a season 2 anyway. And just like some of the stuff with the cast and stuff, and just like seeing some of the behind the scenes stuff, just in terms of like how they are with each other and how they are with this whole Avatar phenomenon, which makes it all the better that they just seem like sick people. Like, it just seems really, really cool. So, yeah, as one Avatar fan to probably the rest of them out there, this is good. This is really good. Okay, so this episode is called Spirited Away. So I'm going to presume this is going to be Spirited Away, Spirited Away. Sure, it's got to be, but that'd be too soon, wouldn't it? That would be too soon. Oh, actually, hang on. I was thinking Spirited Away could be about Sokka's girlfriend, but not Suki, the one from the North Pole, Princess Yue. So I wonder if that's going to have a feature. But I'm thinking actually it's more likely to be about the Blue Spirit, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So, well, let's find out.
How many are there?
5, 6! Maybe more! Let's go, let's go!
She's picked up her pace. She's picked up her pace. What did they dive into? Okay. I never even asked that question. I never even asked that question.
Hey?
What's the matter? Ooh. That does feel familiar, but I can't quite remember how that did go now. It's so cool how it changes colours for like each part. I'm guessing I'm going to be doing a lot more Fire Nation stuff this episode.
How many more forced have died because I wasn't here? Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, he's so cute, man.
Out of death comes new life. This will be a forest again. That's what you should see.
Good little lesson for life, to be honest. Got any life coaching? Please, Katara.
This is something deeper. Something beyond this world.
You're right. Your people are beyond this world. But I can get them back.
Yes, and it must feel good to know that you can do something.
So someone saw ice in a place where no ice should exist?
I'll send some men to investigate.
No! I'll have to do it myself, as always.
Oh, he hates you. He hates you.
Zhao didn't discover the Avatar, Zuko did. He's the one who displayed resilience and dedication. That's what I expect from a future heir. Not self-serving flattery and coy whispers.
Oh. This is different. But I don't think he's doing it to back Zuko. He's doing it to push Azula to do something even more hideous.
Once his spirit crosses over, his body will be vulnerable. We need to protect him.
And how will we know that this works? I'm getting hungry.
Hey! Do you mind? I'm trying to concentrate here.
Fair play, Ang. By now, though. Particularly if I'm hungry, dude. Sick.
We're in the spirit world.
Don't mention the Avatar. We can't let word get out.
We don't want to cause trouble.
We never ever caused trouble.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
But the Avatar. That's what those pirates said.
No, it wasn't the pirates.
It seems they've heard about the Avatar.
Right after they found the hatching of a monster. Help me! She's crazy!
Oh. Oh, is that? Oh. That thing is hideous looking now. Oh.
I'll let it pass because your dad's kind of cute.
Oh, is that a frog or a froggy thing?
I have no idea how he got in here.
I would definitely be more like Sokka.
We're looking for something
100%.
familiar.
None of you belong in here. No human belongs in this realm.
I guess in them.
That is one big birdie.
Birdie, there are things in here that will reveal truths to humans. It will show them who they really are. And that can cause a great deal of pain.
Okay, so that's interesting that they brought him in there. Okay.
Azula!
Guess she was a little bit angry.
You're perfect.
It's not gonna miss.
Seeing where her issues are coming
There you
from.
are. Where have you been? No!
June is the best at what she does. And
June.
that's finding people.
She's a mercenary.
Commander Zhao knows this. And he is already making moves. While we have yet to draw our tiles.
This is Uncle Iroh. Needs to do something.
Hank, please tell me that's some spirit language only you can understand and is saying, "Welcome, friends. Would you like some cake?"
That's not what it's saying.
Sick. Sick. That looks like.
Kate, as long as
We're on the path, we're on the path, we're on the path.
get off the path!
Hey.
Katara.
Oh, this is cruel.
Is it really?
What?
Oh, this is so cruel.
Katara.
They're getting to kind of relive the day. Oh, bless her.
Wait! It's me. I'm the waterbender.
So much fear, so much despair.
That is creepy as hell. They did that well.
This is the day of my ice dodging trials.
This is the day you passed your ice dodging trials.
And why don't you go find your sister and we can all celebrate?
If it weren't for you, Sokka would have wrecked us.
Oh,
We're lucky to be
gosh.
alive. It was a tricky run. I'd hoped when he really had to prove himself that he'd do better.
Oh.
Not everyone is meant to have people's lives in their hands.
Give in to your despair.
What is all this creepy shizzle? What's going on?
Home.
Wow. Vibrant and thriving.
It isn't real.
What have we here? Someone can resist. It's my old friend. the Avatar.
I do remember this. They've done this really well.
Hello?
Not knowing what's real, what's not.
Hey! Cheater.
Cole will hold them there until he's ready to feed. Their souls will be lost forever. It said Roku once even got the best of the spirit. Nobody knows exactly what happened.
Okay. Once I save my friends, I want more time.
There's only one way to keep it straight. It's by remembering what really matters. Let that be the light that guides you through the most treacherous of times and the darkest of nights.
Oh, that was a bit juicy. 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 I mean, this is very difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's very difficult because it was so easy to just watch the next one. And I'm so tempted. I am so tempted. But before that, this episode was good. And I think this was probably the first one that I was not confused on, but like didn't... Because in my head, and I've probably forgotten the first book so much, I didn't remember the owl being part of the whole forest situation. And I didn't even remember that the predatory, wormy, face-stealing Cole, I didn't even remember him with the whole black and white thing. So when that black and white thing popped out of nowhere, I still hadn't made the connection. Only when he came up to Aang with that face and that worm thing, I was like, oh, I remember this thing. I remember this thing. I thought he looked amazing in terms of just how menacing and stuff he looked, and gross and disgusting, and the fact that he just kept opening his eye and changing. Like, I thought they did that really well. The monster, or he's not a monster, but the spirit, the animal spirit, that's the forest spirit that's hurting. Like, they did a really good job of making that quite realistic and stuff, as realistic as you can make some venom-looking symbiote 4-armed Goro beast monster. Like, they did a good job of making that. I think. But then Katara's reaction to being like with that thing being over her, I thought needed to be more terrified. Do you know what I mean? You know, them going after Aang, but then not really doing anything, like kind of hitting Sokka, but it not being that. It's like how far do you bring the realism of that moment of this thing probably would have done some damage realistically, but didn't quite. Well, at all, which again is very similar to what happened in the animation, in that, you know, they did damage to a degree, but mainly to the surroundings, never really to them. But then if you're going to have this kind of super razor-toothed, like almost realistic, what a monster that would be. I mean, again, it's a monster, so how realistic can you ever be with a monster? It's obviously fictitious, but what I'm saying is they gave it this really gritty edge. It's like, maybe give it some gritty consequences. Do you know what I mean? Like, so even just having them up in some kind of battle or something, or I think they could have done something like that that would have made it a bit more like, and then her being terrified of these things above her, I think that would have been a bit more realistic there. But you know, these are all very small minor things. You probably noticed in this one as well that's a lot quieter, because I feel like there's more happening in terms of story, and I needed to understand where it was, basically where it was starting and where it was going to end up. Because obviously with Zuko now being like everybody knows about the Avatar, because as I said from the beginning, I thought this was going to be about the Blue Spirit. I definitely jumped ahead thinking about Princess Yue, so I'd forgotten about the forest and what that meant. But I do remember when Aang saw that and having to go into the spirit world, and then needing to contact Avatar Roku as well and going. But I thought they all went, so I did forget that, to be fair. Has Ko actually captured Katara and Sokka while they're still wandering the fog? Either way, I thought it was a really good episode. I thought it was really interesting to truly understand a bit more about Katara's mum, which I know we did see before. We knew that, you know, the finite. I think later in the series, we'd really got to really understand what had happened to Katara's mum in full technicolor. Felt so bad for Sokka. Like, bless him. You know, knowing that something's kind of off, you could see that I was kind of a little bit apprehensive about, you know, finishing his sentence about how well he did. But to hear that level of disappointment from anyone, I think is just it's heartbreaking. What else was stand out in this episode? I really liked how Azulon put Azula in check. Just being like, just FYI, your little whispers and your lame attempts at compliments and flattery, yeah, that's not how you get in my good graces. Do you know what I mean? That's not how you succeed. You do what your brother did, which is you keep going, you persevere until you deliver. So initially I was like, is this Azulon standing up for Zuko? What? And then it dawned on me that I'm like, he hates Zuko because he's the better part of his mother. Do you know what I mean? So he's not going to be saying that to back Zuko. He's going to be saying that to egg Azula on. He knows that, like, it's almost like punishing an animal or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to punish his pet, and then his pet's going to, like, completely go bazooka and bonkers at someone else for angering it, which is basically what he's done. He's set Azula on Zuko. That was my take on it anyway. I was like, he had that heart. He would not be backing Zuko to Azula. I thought the introduction of June was good, and I thought that she made a good June. That, again, that beast, can't remember what she calls her, sorry. With that amazing nose thing that it's got, but it's blind. But they see with the sense and smell, don't they? So I thought that was quite cool to introduce her, and she looks, yeah, that whole thing fits. I thought even the owl thing, I thought they made look really, really good. I've got no issue with the special effects in this at all. I think they're all really good. Starting off with Katara's like ice disc things, and she's like crimpled the water and shattered it ice at them. Sick. I think the section with Aang and Gyatso was again really heartfelt. Maybe could have taken a little bit more time in terms of like making sure that it was him, because that moment where he moves the pie shell table or whichever game they were playing, I thought that was quite touching. For him to be like, oh my god, it really is you, and to know that everything is so up in the air, you don't know what's what, up from down. It must be quite reassuring to be like, oh my god, there's something I actually recognise. So that was quite cool. And the fact that Gyatso was just like, I knew you would need me, so I stayed here for you. Again, touching moment. Yeah, very touching moment that was. And then Aang deciding, yeah, I need to go and fly off into the Fire Nation, get to this temple. And these bits are all kind of coming back to me now. Like him getting to that temple, and then obviously what you find out there, and yeah. So yeah, okay. I'm happy with that episode. As I said, overall, and those acting bits, I suppose, as I said, the more and more that they do these things, and the more and more in which it will just become even more, you know, this is still their debut, like, pilot series. I mean, so I wouldn't expect everything to be 1000% perfect the entire series through. But what I am really pleased, though, is that I felt the pacing of it it's making sense to me. Like, I don't feel like, oh my god, how are we here already? But again, I do want to know what happens in the next episode now. So do I watch it? Do you know what? I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna edit this episode. Cause at least I've still got like 3 episodes to watch. That feels better than saying only 2 episodes to watch. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, but I'd love to know what everyone else thought of this and what everyone else's takes on of the acting and special effects and the story, the pacing. Like, I just want to know what everyone else is thinking of it, and I'm enjoying how the story's going ahead. And it left me wanting to watch more. So I can say no more than that. But yeah, I'd love to know what everyone else thought of this. If you did enjoy this, then please drop me a like and subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you very much. And the full reactions will be on Patreon. So Again, if you want to watch these with me before they come to YouTube and in full, then come on over to Patreon. Come on over. But for now, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.